Welcome to the Learning Center. My name is Miss Nevin. I'm here to tell you about decimals today. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. On your homework, you may have examples like this across the page. And I'm here to tell you that you need to look at the two examples and decide which one is larger. 8.2, or 8 2/10, plus 7 6/10. We need to line them up. We need to put the larger number on top and line up the decimal points. There. Makes it more clear for us. We're going to add this. There. 6 plus 2 is 8. And 8 plus 7 is 15. Drop your decimal point down. 15 8/10. That's our answer. It's easy as that. A couple of things to remember. How about 18 2/10? And 9 8/10. Draw our line. Our larger number is on top. I have the decimal points lined up. Now let's add. 8 plus 2 is 10. Put down our 0 and carry our 1. 9 and 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Put down our 8 and carry our 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Drop down our decimal point. 28. 28 0/10. That's our answer. As long as you remember a couple of rules, we've got this. 5 2/10, 1 9/10. Draw our line. My larger number is on top. I've lined up my decimal points. Now, let's add. 9 plus 2 is 11. Put down the 1, carry the 1. 5 6 7. Drop down the decimal point. 7 1/10. That's our answer. The nice thing about subtraction is the same rules as addition. Let's subtract here. 11 2/10. My larger number is on the top. I've lined up my decimal points. Now let's subtract. 4 take away 2 is 2. 3 take away 1 is 2. 1 take away 1 is 0. Now you can put a 0 there if you wish. It's not necessary because it's a leading 0. Let's drop down our decimal point. 2 2/10. That's our answer. $29 5/10. Take away 3 1/10. Draw our line. My larger number is on the top. I've lined up the decimal points. There. Let's subtract. 5 take away 1 is 4. 9 take away 3 is 6. 2 take away 0 is 2. Drop down our decimal point. 26 4/10. That's our answer. For those of you who are moving on to multiplication and division, I have some examples for you. 3 2/10 times 2 4/10. I have my larger number on top. I have my decimal points lined up. Make them big so you can see them. Let's multiply together. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. And draw my line. Bring down my 8 because 8 and 0 is 8. 4 and 2 is 6. And 6 and 1 is 7. Now, about that decimal point, I need to add, or I need to count how many digits are after the decimal point. I have 1 digit after this decimal point, and I have 1 digit after this decimal point. That's 2. I go to my answer on the right-hand side, and I go back to the left 2 places. 1, 2. Put my decimal point right there. 7 and 68 hundredths. That's my answer. You can stop and rewind this tape if it helps you. Let's see, we have 5 and 1/10 times 4 and 2/10. I have my larger number on top. I've lined up my decimal points. Now let's multiply together. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Draw my line and add. 2 and 0 is 2. 4 and 0 is 4. 1 and 0 is 1. 2 and 0 is 2. How many digits after this decimal point? 1. How many digits after this decimal point? 1. 1 and 1 is 2. Let's go to the answer. To the right-hand side of it and go to the left 2 places. 1, 2. Place our decimal point right there. 21 and 42 hundredths. That's our answer. That's multiplying. You can always stop and rewind the video if it helps you. Now you may see an example such as 3 and 45 hundredths divided by 2. Now, to make it clear for us, we're going to put things under the division sign. 3 and 45 hundredths divided by 2. There, we have to do the work, so we make it as clear as we can for ourselves. Now help me divide this, but don't forget, put the decimal point right up there before we even begin our numbers, before we even begin our work. Let's do this. How many 2's in 3? 1. 1 times 2 is 2, with 1 left over. Bring down our 4. How many 2's in 14? 7. 7 times 2 is 14. But we have another number to bring down. How many 2's in 5? 2. 2 times 2 is 4, with 1 left over. 1 left over, we can't have that, we have to have 0. So we put a 0 up there and bring it down here. How many 2's can go into 10? 5. 5 times 2 is 10. And there's our 0. Our answer is 1 and 725 thousandths. Do we have another one for you? Yes, one more. 10 and 75 hundredths divided by 2. How do we want it to look? Let's see what would work best for us. Draw our division sign. 10 and 75 hundredths divided by 2. Put our decimal point right on top so we don't forget. Can we put 2 into 1? No. Can we put 2 into 10? Yes, we can, 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Gives us a 0, but we have other numbers. Let's bring down the 7. How many 2's go into 7? 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract, get 1. Bring down the 5. How many 2's go into 15? 7. 7 times 2 is 14, with 1 left over. 1 left over, we have to create another space. Let's put down a 0 and bring it down here. How many 2's go into 10? 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Have we reached 0? Yes, we have. All the numbers are filled. That's division for you. If you have any questions, call the club or join us at 1 o'clock in the Zoom room.